This is Elliott Serrano and Jose Melendez coming to you from Dreamland Comics in Schaumburg, Illinois. Thank you for joining us here yet again on the Comic Culture Warrior YouTube channel, where Jose and I talk about all things comics. We've done a few reviews, and what happened was we're finding a lot of positive stuff here, so we're going to try to strike a balance between the crap and the gold and the dross or whatever, and hit Action Comics, number 875. For those of you who saw and commented on our What's Been Going Wrong with the Superman and Green Lantern books, Action Comics kind of got we got on it because it seems like Action Comics yet again will not have Superman in it.
Mm-hmm. And neither was Superman for that matter.
Nor would the Superman books have, right? So Action Comics at this point is becoming kind of like a secondary title where we're seeing what some of the Kryptonians are doing on Earth. And first off, with this issue with Nightwing and Flameberg, I read it and I actually enjoyed it more than I expected to. Not that I doubt Greg Rucka as a writer, but again, I was like, come on, how many times are we going to see different incarnations of Nightwing and Flamebird? Because that happened in Supergirl. Yet again, Nightwing and Flamebird are being pulled out of the old mothballs to be used in a comic, in a Superman comic. I like this though, and the premise behind it. Although I have one issue with the premise behind it, it's a case where some of the good Kryptonians that I kept wondering where they were. Remember? Mm-hmm. You know how it seems like the Kryptonians all they want to do is take over Earth or subjugate Earth. And I was saying not all Kryptonians can feel like that. Some good Kryptonians now are stepping forward and speaking out against the tyranny of Zod and the others. And that I thought was an interesting premise. My question is this, though. For the spoiler alert, if you haven't read this book, spoilers. Apparently there are sleeper Kryptonians on Earth. Mm-hmm. They're like different Kryptonians who have infiltrated our society as in different areas of power or influence or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, how long have the Kryptonians been here? One, not that long. How could they infiltrate? Like this guy here in the very beginning is like the head of some media conglomerate. If the guy just arrived on the planet like a few months ago.
Well, it depends on how, because I believe that they planted these guys in the Richard Donner run of Action Comics.
Even so, then.
That's the whole thing. Like, who knows? Because DC time moves faster than Marvel time in their books.
Oh, I guess way faster then. Okay.
Maybe a couple years at least, because it was a while
since the Richard Donner run,
right? A year and a half.
I mean, generously speaking, it couldn't have been more than a year.
Okay.
Because, and again, that's just the thing that kind of gets me, and I have faith in Rucka that he'll figure things out. And again, the premise is enough to pique my interest. But again, that's the writer in me that goes, hold on a second, wait a minute. This doesn't seem right.
Also, just not even a part of the story whatsoever. Just after reading that last issue of Invincible that we reviewed, like him punching this guy through the multiple floors, I was like, maybe people died.
Yeah, people get. Yeah,
I get it, it's comic books, but you know what I'm saying?
Superheroes get hurt. Yeah, I mean superheroes.
I mean he punches them through like
how many floors?
And nobody got hurt in the building.
Yeah, so you gotta watch that. But still, the book in itself is a good read. I was wondering what happened to Christopher, Zod's son, who was banished back to the Phantom Zone, but somehow out again. So he's back, and he is working with...
she's the head of security.
The head of Superman... what was her name? The chick who... Supergirl's mother, who is the de facto leader of the New
Allura?
Krypton. Allura.
That's-
She was Allura's head of security.
Right.
And now is leading this sort of underground revolt against New Krypton. So, really cool premise. And I like where they're taking these things. I can see, with Johns and Robinson doing what they did in their initial Superman runs. They were setting up all this stuff for other writers to be able to pick up the pieces and do stuff with them. And I'm glad they're finally addressing it. Little confusing, though, in some issues, cool that they're doing... The Superman's Fortress of Solitude from the movie has become basically the official Fortress of Solitude in the comic books, and how that all works. So little nods back to the films. When Kryptonian criminals are captured, they're placed in those hula hoops, that keep them bound somehow. And something's going on with Christopher that's kind of bizarre.
He already looks older than you remember him in the other books. So.
Right, way older. And I was going, wait a minute, he does seem a lot older. And bam, we see here what the answer to that could be. Something is happening with him where he is aging more quickly, almost like Bart Allen did in Impulse. Remember? So there's something about him spending all that time in the Phantom Zone that is affecting him physiologically. So.
But why is it just him, though?
I don't know. I know, you're right. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Hopefully
or maybe, was he conceived in the Phantom Zone, possibly?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But anyway.
The Richard Donner run never came out on time.
Yeah, I know.
Towards the end.
Good book, for the most part. I know there were some of you out there who read it and liked it and expected us to disagree with you. I think it's a good book. If you're reading it, I don't
No,
fault
Greg
you
Rucka
that.
is a good writer, and it was good. It was a good read. I'm still not there with the rest of you guys on the Superman books.
Yeah.
But this is a good first stop. It was interesting to see what he's going to do without Superman.
Right.
And the Nightwing and Flamebird characters actually looks like it's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens after hunting down all these, super Kryptonians. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So, hey, see? We like it. Or kind of like it. We won't fault you for liking it. Get off our backs already! All right, folks, when we come back, we'll have Last Rants. Hope to see you then.